Volunteers in Taiwan put on performances of a sutra adaptation to celebrate Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary. More young farmers in Taiwan dive into organic farming to provide healthy produce for consumers.
Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi marked its 50th anniversary on April 30th. To celebrate the occasion, on-stage volunteers at 9 locations in Taiwan put on a musical adaptation of the Sutra of Immeasurable Meanings. The mass event celebrated Tzu Chi's mission of spreading love throughout the world.
As the ceremony begins with bells ringing and drumming, the sutra adaptation seems like a Dharma assembly attended by bodhisattvas far and wide. To celebrate Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, volunteers from 32 countries gathered at the Hualien Jingsi Hall. Meanwhile, on-stage volunteers at 9 different locations followed the same steps for a performance of the Tzu Chi's 50th Sutra of Immeasurable Meaning. Diving into Tzu Chi's past, the story begins in 1966, a year of hardship in Taiwan, with a group of 30 housewives and a simple charity campaign, with each person donating 5 cents a day in bamboo coin banks. Now, Tzu Chi has operations in over 90 countries across the world. No matter the place, wherever there is a disaster, volunteers set their minds like bodhisattvas to lend a hand, with wisdom and compassion to spread love across the globe. After 50 years of serving humanity with sincerity and compassion, Tzu Chi volunteers are marking this milestone for the future. In the future, these volunteers will continue their missions, striving to follow the wisdom of Master Zhenyan.
Back in 2011, Tzu Chi presented a musical adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra, which included performances of entertainers. In the same year, actor Chen Ting called on other performing artists to form the Tzu Chi Performers Association to contribute to society with their public influence. In our special series report today, we'll meet one actress who found new meaning in life through these experiences.
大家早，我是何爱莹，是结婚的戏，等一下还要下雨，然后当媒婆，天地配合，夫妻相对，双双对对，万年富贵。
In the studio, actress He Ai-yun seizes every moment to study the script while waiting to film her scene. In fact, waiting takes up almost half of her work time.
我马整个凳子啊，
你先要粘吗？你这是
这样也挺搭的。
Putting on her wig and makeup, He looks glamorous in front of the camera.
I love this job. It's hard as I have to shoot summer scenes in the winter and film winter scenes in the summer. That means I have to wear very little when it's very cold.
He is in fact a single mother. Despite her passion for acting, she left the entertainment industry for 12 years and went through an extremely tough time.
Although I love my acting career, I did not do very well. Therefore, I switched to teaching yoga for 12 years. I should say that I lived with tears in my eyes because I did not earn much and I had to raise my children.
He left the entertainment industry because she could not find a clear life direction and values in her work. However, things changed when she joined this performance. In 2011, Tzu Chi held performances of an adaptation of the Water Repentance Sutra throughout Taiwan. As one of the onstage volunteers, He returned to the stage after 12 years. Through this volunteer performance, He found direction for her heart.
I learned a lot from the sutra adaptation. I realized how to let go of hostility. As one makes different choices in life, the outcome will also be different.
After performing as a volunteer for 1.5 years, she rekindled her passion for acting. Returning to the entertainment industry, she reached a milestone in her career in just 2 years. In 2014, she was nominated for Golden Bell Award's Best Leading Actress in a TV Movie. In the same year, she won the honor of Best Leading Actress at the Golden Rooster and 100 Flowers Film Festival in China. Meanwhile, she took up another role besides being an actress. Donning a volunteer uniform with sincerity, He has joined the Tzu Chi Performance Association and dedicated herself to regular volunteer service after the sutra adaptation performance.
I like how the musical adaptation changed me. Today, I met an old colleague in the entertainment industry, and he said, "Aiyun, you are really different from before." I asked, "How am I different? It's the same old me." He said, "No, you have become more beautiful, optimistic, and lively."
Joy is written on her face. Needless to say, she gained the energy from selfless giving.
在演艺圈呢，我看到很多艺人，他们自己生活上的这种。
I've seen many performing artists who feel empty and insecure. Sometimes they do not know, after finishing the project at hand, where the next show is. If they join Tzu Chi, their minds can be put at ease. I believe it is bliss for them.
相信对他们来讲，也是一个人生最大的一个幸福。
In 2011, Tzu Chi held a Thanksgiving gathering for performing artists in October. Then actor Chen Ting invited other performing artists to organize an association to carry out good deeds together. It was called the Performance Association, which Master Zheng Yan officially named the Tzu Chi Performance Association in 2012.
I did not live the life I wanted for the first 24 years of my life. From 24 to 55, I've played around for 31 to 32 years. I've been stubborn and playful. I think it was time I needed to get my act together and do more work for society.
Besides spreading joy through performances, performing artists can also influence people's minds and culture. We can perhaps start a good trend.
Performing artists naturally enjoy applause. However, the applause they get off camera gives them a down-to-earth feeling of achievement. Making a difference as celebrities, these performing artists have created a ripple effect of love.
Tzu Chi volunteers at the gymnasium in Otsu Town, Kumamoto, are continuing to offer hot meals and care for the earthquake victims living there. Every day, there are also many local high school students that join volunteer activities. Recently, 10 of these students decided to organize a small musical performance for those staying at the relief shelter.
This is just a simple performance by the small group of students, and their practice doesn't sound very harmonious. But these students are still doing their best to offer some musical entertainment.
We really only practiced for a short time, and I was really nervous.
The audience at today's performance will mostly be seniors at the relief shelter here in Atsu. These students haven't had much time to practice for their 3-minute song, but they will try their best for the audience.
I think they sounded great, and I'm very happy to hear them play.
When I first heard the song, I thought I would cry. It was very moving and sounded very good.
For these students, this is their first time performing. Without a stage or a large audience, their sincerity is even more evident.
We asked the seniors what song they would want to hear. In the end, someone suggested the hometown song. Then the children got to work practicing. I think it's easy to tell that the kids really put their heart into learning and playing this song.
Although I can only do something small like this, I want to do what I can to make them happy. I think it was definitely worth it.
The music of these students here today was offered in earnest to soothe these earthquake victims, which makes the music sound that much more beautiful.
For 50 years, Tzu Chi has been caring for living beings all over the world. When natural disasters took place in the world, Master Zheng Yan would direct relief efforts through a temporary command center at the Jingsi abode in Hualien. Let's look back at how Tzu Chi volunteers had provided comfort and aid to those affected by the 921 earthquake in 1999.
痛定思痛，昨一天心都拢总是空空。讲什么话都无法度表达。不过，咱拄则伫画面上看到，毋免我搁再甲大家人做啥物解说。咱即马大家人用最虔诚的心来为亡者悲哀。
那我会很想去重建那一天晚上，因为对我们大部分来说，那天晚上。
I was thinking on that fateful night. Most of us were quite panicked. I was just thinking if I should leave my residence, as I thought it might topple over. Are we going to die? But I think Tzu Chi volunteers perhaps did not think this way.
I brought all of the rice we had at home over and rushed to cook porridge for everyone.
那个热汤可以的话，再来100份好不好？谢谢。
This elderly grandfather received a bowl of rice and began to cry, so we began to cry with him. He said that in his whole life, he had never eaten a meal given to him by someone else. He never expected that this year, at the age of 80, he would be so helpless that he needed such help. I patted him on the back and said, "Don't cry. It's a big disaster which has affected many people."
几乎每一个
At the scene of the disaster, we could see many Tzu Chi volunteers, and don't forget that many of them were local volunteers, so they were also disaster victims. Still, they mobilized immediately to lend assistance, and led many to wonder how Tzu Chi could respond so quickly.
In the first year, our budget only allowed us to spend around $418 million, which was only 1/3 of our goal. We are very much indebted to the help Tzu Chi provided.
伊就吼提供互咱的名单有真大迄个，我就吼安尼一间一间直甲绕起来啊。
这个屋顶跟这个屋顶。
一口气啊，就认养啦50几所的学校。有的人就讲，是毋是主席真有钱？其实我家己呢，嘛是莫名其妙的。主席钱伫倒位，我毋知影呢。但是呢，任用，我会感觉就是一股的力量。这股的力量是啥物呢？是感觉时间无用温互我，经过苦路才来食。
Taiwan is an agricultural country, but after industrialization, agriculture has faced a serious decline, with many young people unwilling to enter the industry. However, more and more young farmers have emerged because of food safety problem. They're diving into organic farming with the aim of providing healthy and safe fruits and vegetables to the public.
Turning over this soil and loosening the dirt is essential to plant next season's crop. Zhang Wendong was originally a landscape designer, but 2 years ago he changed professions with his colleagues as they entered organic agriculture.
At that time, I was already 30 years old, so I wanted to try this venture and asked 2 friends if they were interested, because I had no experience. One was an expert in bugs and the other in gardening.
As luck would have it, Chen Kunfeng's family farmed originally and could offer a piece of land in Linkou to start their organic farming. But in the beginning, they encountered many challenges.
The books said it should be like this, but we encountered many problems we couldn't solve. Our production and pest management wasn't good, as we would get a crop and then lose a crop.
Returning to the farm to grow organic leafy vegetables was a noble undertaking, especially considering they had to give up their stable jobs for this. Fortunately, many people around them were able to provide support.
We felt that coming back would be better. How? At the least, he could live with us and hope that he could come back and succeed while living with us and maybe produce a harvest.
I feel that this industry is quite good because I am a nutritionist, and I feel that in the future, more people would like to eat healthy food.
In addition to a promising organic market, promotion has also become an important issue for these farmers. Today, a group of children from the city come to Sanzhi to experience being an organic farmer for the day.
绕着圆形转，然后之后整个拿起来反过来，就是根朝上，叶子朝下。
These children are pulling up white bamboo roots and soaking the leaves in water, which becomes a natural compost.
My feet are tired as it's difficult to pull this out. Farmers must have a sore back.
Usually in the city, we don't have this kind of experience. Most of the food sold in the market is already packaged, and we don't understand much about it.
This allows them to learn about the food that they eat and how it's supposed to grow and look, and the type of food that we were originally supposed to get.
Given the number of food safety scares, their commitment to improving food safety and undertaking organic agriculture is quite admirable. They're injecting youth and vitality into a declining agriculture sector.
For Tzu Chi volunteers, there's no break from doing recycling, as it is something that must be done on a daily basis. At Taoyuan's Jiadong Recycling Station, there are approximately 10 to 20 volunteers that help sort the recyclables each day. 3 particular individuals have been named the treasures of Jiadong Recycling Station, as their senior bodhisattvas who inspire people around them.
Taoyuan's Jiadong Recycling Station is a well-oiled machine, thanks to volunteers like 83-year-old Fang Yingjiao, who sorts through the recyclables quickly.
Recycling is for saving the earth. If I don't have time, I'd let 1 or 2 days slip by. Otherwise, when I'm free, I'm here. I'd gladly take on the tasks. Why else would I come here daily?
Also concentrating on sorting through the plastics is 82-year-old Chen Shouhua, who has been doing this since the construction of the Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital began.
I'm actually quite glad in my age there's something I can still contribute to. I can feel the environment getting cleaner. As long as I'm breathing, I'll continue on.
Jiadong Recycling Station's third treasurer is also the youngest out of the bunch, 81-year-old Deng Shang-e, where recycling is practically her entire life.
It makes me happy to do recycling. As long as I'm able to, I will continue on. When I go to my daughter's place, I also head over to the recycling station there to help.
Seeing their dedication, how can I do less than them? They're older, yet they come here despite inclement weather. I need to do better as I'm younger.
Just like that, at the recycling center, everyone fights for a chance to help the planet, as the friendships formed here are as strong as family ties.
3 Dharma masters from China's Nanhai Fuhai Chen Monastery visited Tzu Chi's Qishan recycling station to learn more about how to implement recycling at their monastery. Tzu Chi volunteers were happy to share their expertise regarding separating recyclables, and these Dharma masters pledged to take this knowledge back with them to begin implementing related programs.
3 Dharma masters from China's Nanhai Fuhai Chan Monastery visited Tzu Chi's Qishan recycling station, where they learned about sorting recyclables and discovered it is harder than it seems. From separating PET bottles and caps, every action is done quite diligently. These visitors don't pass up this opportunity to learn, taking pictures as well as recording notes.
Buddhists should be compassionate beginning with our daily lives. There are many people in the monastery, so I hope to do a thorough job classifying garbage to find things we can use again. If we can, then we should try to recycle so we don't cause more pollution.
In order to learn more about recycling, these 3 Dharma masters roll up their sleeves and get involved in the sorting.
Working with us to separate recyclables, they were quite impressed as they said we were quite careful in our sorting.
These masters say it's not enough to learn the Dharma, as one has to actually practice it. With the help of Tzu Chi volunteers, they are learning more about recycling and conserving the Earth's resources, as they will bring this knowledge back to their monastery.
In celebration of Tzu Chi's 50th anniversary, Tzu Chi volunteers in Vancouver and Toronto of Canada both invited the public to join in the chanting of Sutra of the Medicine Buddha, which was held simultaneously at the Hualien Jingsi abode in Taiwan. While some of the participants traveled long distances to participate in the events, others took part despite having mobility problems. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.